I'm standing in front of a cheap, DIY, easy to put up greenhouse. It's made out of bamboo mostly and a poly tarp. In my first video, I explained how I made a greenhouse for $1, or approximately $1. This, I spent a few more dollars. I shot the moon and spent maybe $10 on building this greenhouse, minus the poly tarp. And part of the inspiration was I saw on YouTube somewhere, these three guys. They said 3 guys, 3 weeks, $3,000 for a greenhouse. I said I could do it in a few hours for $3. And I did. It's a huge greenhouse. I don't know if you can see the perspective, but it almost goes the length of my house. And this is a lot bigger than my first greenhouse. So if you feel that you can't do something yourself, just remember me. I'm getting a PhD in economics. I know nothing about construction, nothing about how to put up a greenhouse, and I just snapped it all together. My first video has a little bit more instruction on it. I called the county, made sure they were okay with it. They said this Gilligan's Island greenhouse, go ahead, we don't care about that. And you know, we have a Category 1 hurricane coming. We're gonna see if my 2 greenhouses survive. It's a little exciting for me. And you know, everybody's like, well, you know, it won't survive the hurricane. Maybe it won't, but it was only a few dollars. The poly tarp I definitely could salvage. It's all made out of bamboo, locally harvested, sustainable, and a little bit of duct tape, and that's it. These I anchored down with heavy tubs of soil. These are my tubs that I'm gonna grow in. It's mostly for seedlings. And again, I'm in North Florida, Zone 9A, and I'm gonna get, really, if you count October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and maybe a little May. You get about half the year out of this. And then I'm gonna take the poly tarps off, the cover off, and then let the sun come in, and maybe even put some shade cloth on. But bamboo is rock solid, it's flexible, it's not gonna snap in the wind. I've put fencing around my whole house. It's up for at least 5 years, all made of bamboo, just deer fencing. And other ones will rot and decay and snap. Bamboo lasts. If you don't have bamboo, there's ways you can make it out of wood. You can get from the big box stores that are on discount. I usually go to the big box stores on certain days. They'll have 90% discount on lumber. You have to be smart about it. And then you can treat it the old ways. I treat it with oil and essential oils. But I wanted to show you that you can build something DIY with no technical expertise, and I certainly don't have any. I'm a philosopher. Basically, I'd be a philosopher under a bridge if I could. Not really. But you can do it. What are the benefits? Why should you do a greenhouse? Because number one, food inflation is the biggest inflation hitting anybody today. I mean, if you don't have a lot of money, it could be 50% or more of your budget. And if you do have a lot, you can grow better food yourself than going to some retail outlet or food wholesaler where they grow who knows what and who knows where, sprayed with who knows what and who knows where. You can grow yourself, and it will be better tasting, more variety. You know, you get everything in plastic tubs shipped around the world. No, you can just grow it right here, and you can fight food inflation, decrease your bills. How do I know this? For 10,000 years of humanity, people did this. They grew their own food. Are you telling me just somewhere in the hardware of the human beings in the last 30, 40, 50 years, it just was evaporated from our hardware, from our brains? No, it's still there. Every single person can take care of themselves. So the greenhouse construction, I did have a little bit of help from my wife when it comes to putting over the poly tarp, because I had to stretch it over. Probably could have done it myself, but as the song goes, you get by with a little help from your friends. I don't have a lot more to tell about it other than I anticipate a huge storm coming up. It's the lull before the storm, and I'm pretty excited to see if it's gonna last. Anyway, I gotta get back to trying to get a PhD, big challenge, writing my dissertation, and thank you very much. My DIY do it yourself, easy to put together, cheap greenhouse that anybody can do.